Videos show Russia is lying about Ukraine's secret attack on its ship.
Here's a summary of the article.
Under Robishow's leadership, BetterUp steadily expanded, and the pandemic accelerated its ascent. Two people familiar with BetterUp's finances said that, during the last fiscal year, the company fell more than 20% short of its initial revenue targets. Executives allegedly insisted to employees that the departures were caused by poor performance or a lack of fit with BetterUp's culture. Members of the sales team have been particularly frustrated with ultra-aggressive quotas assigned to them, which some perceive as a way to justify layoffs down the road. As BetterUp struggles to regain momentum, recently departed staffers are eager to assign blame. While multiple staffers praised BetterUp's product offerings, some of them also critiqued its high churn rate among individual users. In certain cases, BetterUp will land a large contract with a company that is terminating employees and wants to offer career coaching as a layoff perk. Every article mentions his role at BetterUp, then goes on to roast. At some point, the employee argued, "The juice isn't worth the squeeze."
This post received a score of 13,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Slightly damaged comrade.
Not listing heavily, silly. It is obviously making a high-speed, very sharp turn to the port side. If you turn up the volume, you can hear the tires squeal as it ... drifts. Edit. Okay, starboard. It did seem a bit odd when I posted it, but I went ahead all the same. Look, it was written in haste and not fully prepared. I was expecting it to be all over and done within 3 days, with me basking in the glory of several medals. Sometimes, shit happens.
Yeah, they cut away the part where Comrade Turatovsky opens up the nitro valve and the ship speeds away.
I read a funny story on here once that claimed the Russians like to shadow US Navy ships in the Black Sea. And one of the ways the Navy would lose them is just crank up the speed. The Russian ship would have to do the same to keep up, and it almost inevitably broke their engines. Big bloom of black smoke and a tow back to port.
That's hilarious. Is there any source on stuff like that, or all just military service stories?
Probably just military word-of-mouth stories. As a former Navy, I never saw it in action, but it definitely sounds believable based on the things we did and the stories we don't tell anyone due to OPSEC reasons at the time. Most of us end up forgetting them until something triggers the memory.
They pulled up a few miles besides us while we were just cruising to nowhere. They mostly mooned us and did some weird thing with their thumbs, which I guess is a sign of disrespect. Eventually, we decided all right, time to leave, and left at a decent speed. They followed for a bit, but they definitely couldn't keep up, so they just turned around. It would have been a lot funner if they had broke down though.
Russia? Lying?
It ain't true until Moscow denies it.
Now that sounds very reasonable. Smiley face.
I honestly can't think of last time Russia told the truth, so yeah.
Russia is so good at lying, like 10% of Western population believes they're bullshit. Even more in third world nations.
Rather unfortunate to see the anti-NATO campaign still get sown online. The peace of the rest of the free world hangs in the balance, yet these voices effectively demand we let dictators subjugate it.
Yeah, all the third world countries pissed off by Western colonialism and neocolonialism are now accepting more colonialism by Russia. Clear example of cutting their nose off to spite their face.
Don't forget how they got damaged by Russia, Soviet delusions of grandeur to begin with. They wanted the resources for themselves and do so by exporting their revolution, and install authoritarian dictatorship. Tons of African civil wars and insurgents got enabled, instigated by them, not the West. Where the West openly approached its past actions, Russia silenced it and used the Western approach of confronting its colonial past as further propaganda ammo.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.